Hi guys, today I'm doing a little bit of a life update video. I know I haven't been posting a lot recently, so here's just a little update on what's going on in my life since a lot has happened recently. So about over a month ago, I went to this doctor's office for a chronic pain appointment because I just needed some pain management because I've been in pain like very severely for the past 5 months. And so we were going since I've been waiting for a month to get into this genetics clinic for genetic testing for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I just was like, I need something to manage the pain for a year while I wait. So we went to this appointment and I told her, oh, we're waiting for, an Ehlers-Danlos syndrome evaluation. And she's like, oh, we can do that here. And I'm like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah, of course, easy. Like, you shouldn't have to wait a year for that. And I'm like, oh, perfect. And so we talked about, a lot of the symptoms I was having. And there's really no, genetic test for the subtype that I have, which is hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So they do something called the Baton scale. So it's just they go off of family history, which is hard for me since I'm adopted. They do the hypermobility checks, just other symptoms you would have and markings on your body. And so she's like, you have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but first I'm going to get the genetic testing to rule out any other subtypes of hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And I'm like, interesting. Which it's nice to know that it's not all in my head, all this pain that I've been going through, but it's also just I have been struggling to wrap my head around it because hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is a connective tissue disorder. All subtypes of EDS are, and they have no cure yet. There is treatment, but it's a lifelong condition that really doesn't get better. I mean, it can, but not back to who you were before. And so it causes severe pain, joint dislocations, GI issues, any part of your body that has connective tissue problems. And for me, I've been having a lot of GI issues. I've been losing some of my hair, which we don't think is an EDS thing. We think it's just a malnutrition thing, and it may not look like that, but every time I brush, my hair has been getting more and more thin, unfortunately. And then I also brought up, my GI issues and these random hives I've been getting, and she's like, oh yeah, I saw that in your chart. I also want to look into MCAS for you. And so I got referred to an allergist/ENT, but I have not been officially diagnosed yet, but she really thinks I do have it, so we're just going off the baseline of that and getting stuff on board for that, and which is really good. But MCAS stands for mast cell activation syndrome, which is a disorder where the cells inappropriately and excessively activated, releasing chemical. I cannot say that right. It's basically where it affects multiple organs and you can get allergic reactions for no reason. Some people have it to the point of anaphylaxis, but luckily I haven't had it to that point yet. The biggest problem I've had was coughing up blood, but that's about it. I have also started IV hydration weekly. Well, keyword or trying to. It's kind of hard because I'm very severely dehydrated right now to the point where they cannot find my veins. So on Halloween, I actually ended up having to go to the ER for the first part of it because I was so dehydrated that the day before Halloween on Thursday, my new doctor's office, they just couldn't get a vein because they couldn't see it, they couldn't get it. They tried 4 times and they're like, either you're gonna have to wait to go to an infusion clinic or you can go to the ER. And so I went to the ER on Halloween because I was terrible. I felt terrible. And so they did it with an ultrasound, which kind of hurts a little more, but they got it. And I was able to still go trick-or-treating, which at the bright age of 16, I still went trick-or-treating, I know. But for about 15 minutes, and then I kind of had to leave because I started not feeling well. But I was really excited that I'm finally getting listened to. And so now I'll be going to an infusion place for my IV hydrations. Also, another thing that has been keeping me busy is that I have started in-person school. Well, in person, I still do ABA multiple times a week, but I go to school Tuesdays and Thursdays since we're a hybrid school. And it's more for just fun things, like electives. But I am also behind a lot in work due to my new health stuff. So it's just I don't have a lot of time to post, but hopefully more recently now, I'll have more time to post. I've also been using my custom wheelchair a lot too. Just a little update on that. It's going real well. It's still working perfectly. I am hopefully getting new push rooms because the ones that they got for me are kind of they're tripping very easily. So I'm like seeing if insurance will pay for like a new push rooms, but it's just like, I don't know if they will. So it's just like kind of frustrating. I'm also going to a new physical therapy place that is specifically meant for people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome because my new doctor said that if you go to a physical therapist that actually doesn't have like the experience with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, they can actually like mess up your body more than it already is messed up. I also started jewelry making class. This is one of the pieces that I made. This little flower that I made out of glass, it's called Glass Fusion. And it's really pretty. I cut the glass myself into these very particular little pieces. And so you just put it on a little clip thing and then put it on the string and boom. So I just thought that's like a little new fun hobby I would share. So recently I've also been struggling with verbal shutdowns, and we have talked to my ABA people and my therapist about this, and it's probably due to like overstimulation or trauma. And so when I have verbal shutdowns, it gets really hard for me to communicate. So I have been using an AAC that on my 504. Then I can use it at school because a lot of my verbal shutdowns also happen at school due to like PTSD trauma. But I did used to use these communication cards when like the verbal shutdowns weren't to the extent of like days long and like, you know, to the point where I just couldn't speak at all. And I describe it as like the movie The Little Mermaid and Ursula has taken my voice.
I have an AAC because when my feelings get too strong, it gets hard to communicate. Yes. No. Hee hee. Girl, really? Hey girl, hey. Slay queen. Shut up.
So yeah. And I have gotten real good at it. I've had help from my therapists, like adding, and this is what my board looks like. I used to have a very simple board. This was my old board. It's a lot more simple. But this is my current board that I have now, and the way I have it set up is very functional for someone who's my age and my level, and I really, really like it. And I also put these cute little stickers on the back of it. And they also made a little label saying Natalie's AAC, so no one else touches it because they know it's mine. Thanks for watching my life update video. Please like and subscribe.